I'm going to click up here on File, New Project. And then we're working in Visual Basic, so when this comes up, we're going to want to pick that as the application for. So if you have another language over here or it doesn't look quite like this, make sure to click Visual Basic. Then I'll be doing a Windows form application using .NET Framework. I'll come down here. Yours may just ask, depending on what version of Visual Studio you're working with, for a name, and you may not see these other three options down here. So if you don't, then you'll be asked those at the end when you go to save your file. I'm going to double click over here. I'll hit delete, and then I'm going to put in the name of my project, which is Demo App Project. Now, as I type this, you'll notice that down here on the solution name, it automatically puts Demo App Project. We're going to change that to Solution. Once we do that, over here, you'll tag the area where you want to save this location. If you want a different location, you can hit Browse. You definitely want to check Create Directory for Solution. It'll create a folder that all of your files go into. No reason to add source control for what we're doing, and then go ahead and click OK. There'll be a little bit of a lag while it goes ahead and creates the folders and files, and then pops this up on the screen. Mine is set to automatically save when I create, so that's what it's doing right now. So you'll end up with a default form. Over here to the side, you'll see Solution Explorer. If you don't, you'll want to make sure to click on the tabs that appear and select Solution Explorer. Your tabs may be down at the bottom or off to the side, depending on how you've configured your settings. So let's go ahead and rename the form right now. It'll save us a lot of trouble later on if we decide to do it. So you're going to want to click once and then click again. It'll highlight the first part. Make certain that you don't delete the .vb. If you do, it's going to cause you a lot of problems later on. So I'm going to press the delete key right now and change the name on this to main form. When I do that and click off of it, you'll notice the name down here around properties is going to change, and also the name over here at the top of the tab will go ahead and change. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter on that. You'll see that it takes a second while it's spinning. Give it a second here. And now you can see that we're renamed here. It should also be renamed over here. It's taking a second to catch up. So you'll notice under properties that the main form has been renamed to the name of the file, main form. Also the tab up here is called main form. Let's change the name on the title bar. Instead of form 1, I'm going to come down here to the text property for the main form. I'll double click and we'll change this to demo application. I'll click away and you'll notice that that change is applied right here. So we're going to add a button to the screen by hitting Toolbox. Now you have a number of different tabs you can work with here. You have the All Windows Forms and Common Controls. I'm just going to hit Common Controls and pick a button. As you move off of this, if you have auto hide turned on, it will disappear. You can hit the escape key and I'll drop the button right here. So the button's a currently selected object. You can tell because of the selection boxes right here. So I'm going to go change the name on that. I'll make this my famous go button so that it takes some action. The name actually doesn't make it do anything, but that's what I look for later on. We've changed that. I'm going to scroll up to the top and change the name over here. I'm going to backspace off the 1, hit Control left arrow, and put in GO for go. When I do that, that will change the name of the button. This way, later on, when we go to try to find the button, I'll know what it is that I'm looking for. Now, in order to see the screen like mine, you want to make sure that you've turned on the alphabetical, A to Z. If you don't, you'll see something that looks similar to this versus alphabetical. Also, make sure you don't have events turned on just yet. So if you see something like this, you have events turned on. Make sure that you click next to it for properties, and then you'll be able to see this. So let's create code for an event on the go button. So I'll double click the go button when I do that. So you'll see go button _ click. Sender is object, event args. This will handle a go button click. So each of these event handlers can handle more than one event. So if I wanted several buttons, click events to be handled by this, I could do that. If I did that, I would of course want to go over here and make this more of a generic name, because it would appear that it only worked for the go button when I read my code. So I can now go ahead and create code. In this case, we'll just pop up a box. So I'll use a message box. And in there, I will just put a simple message saying, you click the go button. I'll click away and you'll see that now is the code that I have. If I run it, so you can go up here and hit build, run the code analysis, you can build the app, so on and so on. You can hit here on start, and that's the quickest way to get this to run. It will compile the code that we've written and produce a running application. The demo application is now running. You'll notice the default button is the go button. When I hit this, we'll see the message box that we coded. You click the go button. You can see the code up here is being executed. When I hit OK, we'll go back to the application, and I can click the X to end. So that completes our creating a basic application, renaming the main form, working with the design, creating a button that will actually do something, and creating code for the event.